During the early 2000s, talented and well-regarded actor Keanu Reeves found himself cast in a film he didn't want to be a part of, all because he decided not to get involved in legal disputes. In the mid-90s, Reeves, who was already a big star, decided to help his friend JOE CHARBANIC, who aspired to be a famous director. One day, after playing hockey together, Charbanic showed Reeves the script for his future film. It was supposed to be a small and independent film, a modest first step toward world domination. Keanu Reeves liked the script and agreed to help his friend by starring in his directorial debut. The role was small and shouldn't have affected the actor's daily schedule. Reeves later said that he simply wanted to help his friend by making a few short visits for filming. He thought that his name would raise interest in the film among American distributors, and Charbanic's career would take off. However, when The Matrix was released in 1999, Universal Pictures decided to buy the rights to Charbanic's low-budget film The Watcher. They quickly changed the script, greatly expanding Keanu Reeves' small role, and increased the film's budget to $50 million. When Keanu Reeves discovered this, he tried to refuse the role. The actor claimed that he only gave his verbal agreement to do the film. However, it turned out that Charbanic had Reeves' signature on a contract that did not specify how much time Reeves had to spend on set. Reeves always stated that the signature was forged and even considered suing Charbanic, but his lawyers convinced him that proving the forgery would be challenging, considering that everyone knew about Reeves' friendship with Charbanic. The case could drag on for years, with no guarantee that Reeves would win. In the end, Keanu decided to appear in the movie to fulfill his obligations and move on from the situation. Universal Pictures, which didn't even seem to know about any fraud, spent $5 million to buy the distribution rights for the future film. To avoid conflict with Keanu, the studio agreed to minimize his presence in the film's trailers and exempt him from the advertising campaign. In exchange, Reeves had to sign an agreement requiring him not to speak publicly about the situation until a year after The Watcher's release. Keanu didn't say anything until 2001. The studio kept its promise as well. Reeves' participation was hardly mentioned in the advertising campaign. The actor did not participate in the marketing campaign and only appeared briefly in trailers. What's funny is that Keanu Reeves' fee for the film was ridiculously low. He received the same pay as if he had starred in a small independent film. His pay was determined by a collective agreement for beginning actors, so it was comparable to that of extras. Reeves hated it, particularly because he knew that James Spader and Marisa Tomei, who have also appeared in the film, were paid $1 million each for their roles. When The Watcher hit theaters in September 2000, it was a box office disaster. The movie faced harsh criticism from both critics and audiences, and earned Keanu Reeves a Golden Raspberry nomination. Charbanic's career didn't pan out, and he never reached the heights of Steven Spielberg. Nobody wanted to work with him after The Watcher failed, and the best he could hope for was small roles in direct-to-video films. The friendship between Keanu Reeves and JOE CHARBANIC ended. Keanu, however, didn't learn anything from this story. In the late 2000s, he accepted a role in a film called Exposed, starring Ana de Armas. Reeves' role in this film was also initially small, while the film itself was intended to be a dark and violent version of Pan's Labyrinth. But when Lionsgate bought the project and discovered that Keanu Reeves was involved, they made significant changes and put him in the spotlight. Pan's Labyrinth was forgotten altogether. The film ended up being so bad that it wasn't even released in US theaters. When director Gerard Malick Linton saw the studio cut, he asked them to remove his name from the credits, which they did. It's interesting considering that in the mid-2000s, when work on the film had just started, Linton received nearly $1.5 million for the script that was expected to be a major blockbuster. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and stay tuned.